Welcome to Northern Medina County Chamber Alliance's TV show, Buzz on Business. I'm your host today, Mark Prevey, and with me is James Collins from Semper Fidelis Financial. James, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, Mark. Appreciate it, man.
Good to see you. Good to see you. So tell me a little bit, let's start off by hearing about you and about the company. What is it all about?
So Semper Fidelis Financial we went up about the endeavor the same way everybody does, a full service financial firm. I think everybody's saying that right now,
sure.
or holistic. So we say the same thing, but ultimately we are a financial solutions provider, is what I've been turning that to. And when folks say, what does that mean? It means people have financial problems, and we're the name that comes up anymore that they call, or the connection they get directed to.
So you're that resource to help them out when they have questions or just confused and interesting.
Exactly. I think that, it's not always us that's providing the solution, but at this point, whether it be the chamber, just where we spend our time and the resources we are bringing to the table, somebody in our that's affiliated with us can solve the problem somehow.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, what's the origin of the business? How did you get into this? What is the history there?
Sure. So myself, Semper Fidelis Financial. It's a Marine term. Semper Fidelis, being always faithful. So that did spawn from the Marine term or the Marine saying. Myself, I got into finances back when I was still on active duty. Fell in love with it, got a passion for it, got stationed here in Ohio, and when active duty turned into reserve duty, I ended up building an investment branch with a very prominent firm here in Brunswick for 7 or 8 years.
Right.
And there was nothing wrong with that. It was happy. We were happy, but I just saw more opportunities to kind of spread and to go a little bit wider than investment management. So we had to take the plunge, go independent. And now that's why Semper Fidelis Financial actually does investment management. We broker-dealer with a firm called LPL. They're our national representative. We've got a local firm called Fourth Dimension Wealth, who we're partnered with here locally to run financial planning and investment management. And then this last big endeavor, we partnered with the CPA firm Hillstone Street and Company CPAs. And that's what's really just been the jet fuel or the main piece of arsenal, I think.
That's what's keeping you busy these days.
Yeah, it has. So had to learn taxes, which has been huge.
Yeah.
But that knowledge, you walk with a little bit of a pep in your step.
Right. Yeah.
When you know the tax lens and the finance lens.
It's got to be a benefit. I can imagine any business owner or person that is managing a retirement account or just trying to get better at finances, they sometimes struggle with, where do I get the answer between an accountant and a financial advisor and maybe even an attorney? And so I imagine coaching is a huge part of what you guys do.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So we're actually falling in love with that term coaching more and more.
Okay.
Our next product or our next service that we're really rolling out is purely a coaching platform.
Great. Yeah.
Because that's what folks were asking for.
Yeah.
They go see their financial advisor and they kind of feel like they're getting sold something. They go see their attorney and they don't know if they need this plan or if that guy's still going to be around by the time they use it. And a lot of times what we found is they're calling their CPA because that's where they've generally came vulnerable before, and that's who sees everything. So I think when you're getting to see folks' problem from the lens of that tax lens,
right? Yeah.
You're coming from a different angle, and it's been pretty powerful. But so that coaching piece, I should say, that's where we've found the opportunity is that most of the time on the higher net worth side, it's been a tax problem. So folks are just wanting ideas and strategies there.
How do you minimize their taxes?
How do you minimize taxes, depreciate? How do you write this out? Well, you don't. So with that, we're rolling out a new coaching platform. It's for all the folks that typically don't come find a financial advisor or a wealth manager or a CPA firm. But it's the where we see a need in the debt management, the first-time home buyers, the new child, the 529 savings account
Right, yeah.
folks, the college debt. We just really haven't had a good platform to service those folks, and that's our next, we call it the Dave Ramsey coaching platform.
Yeah, that's great.
That we're hoping to give folks here in the next few months.
Well, and it's great because, again, people who have high net worth, have high savings, there are people knocking on their door all day long, but to help people get there, you have to put plans in place, and it's not intuitive all the time how to start building wealth. So that's a great way to help people get from here to here.
We've got I call it the forgotten generation, because ultimately I think they're going to inherit a huge chunk of this wealth that's amassed.
That's another aspect of it.
And I'm thinking if those folks are doing it themselves right now, E-Trade on their phone. If that's how they're learning, then when they do inherit the wealth, they're just going to keep doing it themselves. So that's why we're trying to find a good reason to establish that relationship now.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Well, James, thank you very much for being here today. We'll be right back.